Well, hello there. I didn't see you. My name's Josh Sanders and I'm a professional wakeboarder. When I was younger, I heard a great quote in a movie. It went, "Get busy living or get busy dying."
That quote still sticks with me today as I try to live my life to the fullest. Family and friends, travelling and riding. Making each day count, enjoying the sport I love, and thinking of new ways to make unforgettable experiences. So I had an idea, chronicle my journeys, my experiences, my exploits. Follow my projects from beginning to end, whether it's a world record or just a session in a faraway land. Be there for the laughs, the cries, the lands, the falls, the early mornings and the late nights. And of course, all my crazy ideas along the way. I'm Josh Sanders, and this is my idea.
She's looking good, Jono.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it?
What else do we need to do to get it?
Okay, so you're probably wondering what that is. That is my latest idea. It's a houseboat with a world record rail slide built on top of it. A few years back, here on the south coast of Australia, where I'm from, I bought an old beat-up houseboat to turn into a floating party vessel. While restoring it, I had an idea. I thought, wouldn't it be sweet to add a rail on top of it? But not just any rail, a world record rail slide. The biggest floating rail slide ever made, 120 feet long. Now, for those of you that don't know, a rail is something you slide over with your wakeboard, exactly like skateboarding or snowboarding. In wakeboarding, we do the same. Find or make rails and slide them. Now, like any of my ideas, I first enlisted the help of Jono. Now, Jono's not a friend or a partner. Well, actually he's both, but he's also my father. None of the kids really call him Dad, although he is our dad. We just call him Jono. Now, Jono is a lot of things, and while he may act more like one of the kids most of the time, he's extremely handy. He's a retired crane operator, and he knows his stuff.
They called me MacGyver. Now, I'm sure that a lot of your viewers have seen MacGyver. And that's what they called me, because I could make stuff out of matchsticks and make it work.
Pretty much all your impacts there, or, you know, when
we first created blueprints of the boat and took them to an architect. I did research on the angles of rail slides on the Pro Wakeboarding Tour and checked into previous records set.
The rail looks good, like everything that we've done out there, it looks sweet. The only thing I'm worried about is if we don't have enough support at the end here, if it's just hinging off here, I think that if that breaks, I'm going to end up through the front of the boat, which is going to be really bad.
Then we hired a friend who has a local welding company to work out the framing. We wanted the outside rail arms to be retractable, so that the boat could still be used when we weren't hitting the rail. Building the thing wasn't going to be an easy project, but it would certainly be an adventure.
This thing has been an ongoing thing. Since the day he seen that wrecked houseboat, he said, "Dad, I got an idea for that." And I went, "Josh, that's not an idea. I'll be taking that in the dump." But he had a vision, and I got a little keen on the project, and we went on from there.
We are now on the final stages of getting this thing ready to be hit. I need to make sure this thing is perfect, because if it's not, I could be seriously hurt.
Like, I don't want those drums to give way when I hit it, because that's what holds your up ramps on.
Yeah, I know,
and if
John.
that gives way, I go smash straight into the front of the boat.
Let me explain the setup with it. Until you hit this thing, I'm not sure where them drums have to actually be. There's 2 more drums that are going over there. Until you actually hit it, I'm not sure which position, whether they've got to be forward or back.
Cool.
Come down, I'll show you.
How do they bolt on?
Well, what happens here, Josh, is this one here is adjustable. Now, all I'm going to say to you about all this is leave the engineering side to me. I've got faith in your riding, have faith in my engineering skills.
Half the time, Jono's not even listening to me, and vice versa. Like any normal father-son relationship, sometimes we just need our space. For me, there's no better way than getting out on the water. For those that don't know, wakeboarding is like water skiing, but with a board, and it's way cooler. Having a nice big wake is really important, a boat and some nice flat water. I'm really lucky because the Shoalhaven River is right at my backyard, and there may be no better place on earth to go ride. At the mouth of the Shoalhaven River is a little country town where I grew up called Nowra. Nowra is located in the state of New South Wales and about 2 hours south of Sydney. New South Wales has a little bit of all the landscapes. It has beautiful beaches, waves, great forests and a lot of farmland. Nowra is a really small town and unique in that we always say there's really nothing to do, but at the same time there is so much to do. As kids, we were always outside, always active, finding ways to make our own fun.
Josh, he was full of mischief as a child. He was very accident prone. No matter where I went, I knew if something was going to happen, it would happen to Josh.
Probably when I was, 9, 10, Dad had a fishing boat and just started surfing behind the fishing boat. So then it all progressed from there pretty much. We started hassling Dad to sell his fishing boat and get us a ski boat. So we went from there, and then Mum bought the boys a wakeboard like the next Christmas, and that was one of the first wakeboards ever come out to Australia we got.
Growing up was really cool. Having the Shoalhaven River in our backyard, we were able to go out in the boats. I got into wakeboarding from the start. Amy was really good as a women's national champion. Obviously Josh has gone on to do bigger and better things. I think that's one of the big things that helped improve Josh's wakeboarding was that whole family atmosphere.
I think Josh was just at that right age where he didn't have to make a career decision. He was good at it and he went on, and that's all he's ever done is wakeboard, you know. He's never done anything else but wakeboard.
Josh, just always had something where he'd persist and persist and persist. And then once he got his skills better, then it was easy for him. Like he just went leaps and bounds overnight. Once he'd learned his first backflip, he, was killing it after that.
At 15 years old, against my parents' wishes, I packed my bags and moved to the United States to join the Pro Wakeboarding Tour. Within 2 years, I'd won a bunch of events, and in 2005 was named King of Wake, the best wakeboarder in the world. I now live in Nowra half the year with my beautiful wife, Katie. Katie and I just recently had a baby boy, Jet.
You got anything to say?
What an
to everybody?
amazing experience.
9 days old, newest addition to the Sanders family. Quiet right now, probably not for too long though.
Jet pretty much only eats, sleeps and poops. But for some reason, I really love the little guy.
If I knew a lullaby, it'd be a good time to sing it now, but I don't know any. Katie's pretty much the brains of the operation and the worker and the doer. What do I do, Kate?
Everything else.
Okay, everything else.
Get all the ideas, man.
I get all these crazy ideas, and then Katie
has to execute them, which is good. We should have breakfast. Ah, there we go again. Katie's cooking breakfast.
Not quite what you requested.
So he's good. Justin's going to be there. He's got Frankie and the crew lined up. So we'll have a chase boat. Oddie's coming. Take some photos.
Every day I say to him, I don't know how you keep going. I don't know how you have so much energy. He just amazes me every day. He's just extremely intelligent and sharp. Even in conversations with people, he's just always thinking, and he never stops thinking.
I said that it was going on the lounge room side, with the...
When I first met Josh, we were in Perth at the Gravity Games, and I met Jono, you know, really nice guy, down to earth, nothing bothered him. And then I met Josh. Everything had to be done. I couldn't even get a conversation with him because he was not only running the event, he was importing the boats that were towing the event, he was starring in the event, he was doing the media, he was doing everything. I was like, wow, this guy's out of control. You know, look how much has he got on. And then started talking to Jono and realised he was younger than me. I was like, damn, he's got his stuff together.
He comes up with all these crazy ideas, whether it's to buy some property or unit or move to America at age 14, you know, like, he's always got something going through his head. And this latest project, you know, it's his brainchild.
He works so hard, you know, sort of behind the scenes. Nobody sees that. They don't see the hours, or they see the end product.
Cool, I'll come down.
Josh has a lot of ideas. He's always an ideas man, and he comes up with things that he wants to do, and they have to be executed. So I'm kind of put on that shift.
All right, I'm out. I'll see ya. I'll give you a ring when we're done. I just want to go down, check out the rail, see if it's any good, and then take the boat out and just go for a ride and stuff. So I'll see you later. See you, Jet. So this is it. This is the top of the houseboat. Pretty much the finished product of the rail, apart from the little tweaks. Basically, with poly surface, pretty good construction. What do you think, John?
Yeah, well, as you can see, it's all aluminium. The actual fabrication was done by a local company here, and they made it all up for us. We installed the plastics, and then I installed the thing to the boat, and basically that's it.
The whole thing about the project as well is that this has never been done before, so, you know, every time we made a change or did something, it had to be custom made, you know. We didn't know how far to go into the water, how much to set it off the side of the boat, how wide the rail needed to be. We kind of had to make it up the whole way, Jono, and that was sort of part of the challenge of getting the whole thing done. We definitely didn't skimp, did we, Jono? We went over budget massively.
We went, yeah, as Josh said, we went massively over budget, but I said to him right from the start, if we're going to build this thing, let's build it right. And we've built it right. We've installed everything as safe as we could so that if he does happen to miss the rail, he can slide over the roof of the boat onto the safeties either end. You know, and I've got faith in his talent as a rider that he should be able to do that without slamming into the back of the boat.
I'm glad one of us has got faith. That's good.
Well,
Kidding aside, I'm really fortunate. The idea was mine, but I couldn't have done it alone. Family, friends, the community, and my sponsors all really pitched in. That's good, Jono. So, seriously, how long before you think we're ready to hit this thing?
Josh, a few more little things to tweak out on it, and we're ready for the show to go on, so we're ready.
Cool. There seems to be a lot going on in my life at times. But wakeboarding is where it all makes sense to me. When I'm out behind the boat, it's a total removal from everything else in my life. There's just me and my wakeboarding.
Sun don't come for the wake-up call. Mama's in the front room beating on the walls. Sleeping upstairs when my room stays cold. Papa's on the front.
There's no other place where I'm so totally focused, so totally dialed into the situation, and so totally rewarded by it.
Just don't care. Daddy's walking around with the monkey on his back. Mama's pushing buttons, but he won't push back.
The hard cut on the flat water. The calculated pop you get from the wake. The surprising control you have in the air.
Sisters filling pockets full of daddy's stuff. Friend
It's truly like flying.
is gonna come. Take his parting shot from the barrel of a gun.
We're just cruising down to the my shop, the Above Board shop. It's a pretty cool little shop. It's just basically out the front's like a retail outlet where my mum works, and she's got all the all the retail stuff. She's good at that because she's really good with people and loves to have a chat. Women like to gossip, and my mum's the epitome of that. And then we cruise out the back and we got all the boats where my brother sort of runs that section. We got a few salesmen and mechanics and stuff like that. Yeah, and it's kind of like Katie works there, my brother, mum, dad, my sister when she's here. So like the whole family works at this shop. So it's kind of cool. We all hang out together, we work together. Try not to argue too much, but I don't know, it all works out. They're probably going to tell you guys that I don't do much when I come in, but that's a lie. I hang out and give orders, so it's good.
About 4.5 years ago, Josh told me that Super Boats in the US didn't have a dealer out here. I was working as a lawyer in Sydney. It was a good chance to get out of the city and bring the family down the coast to where we grew up. So what we did was we started Super Boats. We've now got 9 employees, and we've got showrooms all around the country. We've got a really relaxed atmosphere down here. We've got a really young crew of guys and girls, and also the family. So it's a good chance not only to sell boats, but to go out and enjoy the boats. Really good family atmosphere, and obviously Josh and I are both now starting families. It's a good chance to bring up our kids in a really relaxed environment.
It's the boys' store. Justin and Josh own this store. From the boats, the super boats, to the actual shop out the front. Their mum kind of runs that shop. I'm just the fill-in man. I'm just the, I guess, the trash man. Whatever needs doing, I'm there to do it.
All right, well, my boat's out the front. If you can talk to Treno, maybe get him down here servicing it, that'll be perfect. All right, you took all those dirty pictures off the wall, right?
Yeah, of course I did.
Thanks,
Don't tell your mother.
All right, later.
Bye.
It's going fantastic, like the ski shop and the boats, and I'm so proud for the boys. And also it promotes the sport. I found our shoppers and the boats have promoted wakeboarding so much. And the funny part is so many water ski shops have opened up, but everybody knows about us, and which is so comical.
Even though it's a business, the store really is a lot of fun. We all have our responsibilities, we get it done, and it's all good. Although sometimes I get the feeling everyone thinks I don't hold up my end of the bargain.
Was that doing any work or?
Oh, trying to keep out of trouble.
I'll leave this over here. Don't sell it.
Oh, okay. They've been pretty popular there.
You probably will, and then I won't have a board to ride.
Josh sort of waltzes in when he's finished wakeboarding for the morning, comes in like sort of lunchtime, has a play around in the shop, gives us a rev up, and then sort of, oh yeah, well I'm going back out on the water again. We're stuck in here fixing either his boat or someone else's boat, and Josh sort of isn't really worried, like he just wants to get out and keep practicing. But Justin's in here, head down, working hard, trying to keep this business afloat.
What are you doing? You floating around all day today, or?
I want to try and go riding if I can. Got a few things happening with that rail and stuff, so I'm going to try and sort that out.
Joshua again, with his grandiose schemes. Oh, Mum, I've got something for you to do. All of a sudden, about 4 weeks down the track, oh no, we're opening up a shop. Oh, who's going to work in it? Oh, not you, Mum. Then all of a sudden, I don't know how it evolved. I'm there 7 days a week. Josh has so many ideas, and he goes back to America, and we're all left at home working off his ideas. I haven't got any. I've sold out of them all.
If you've got a bit of time later on, I don't know if you've got things to do now. How about we catch up?
Yeah, well, we can catch up. I just want to get on. I need to get my boat serviced because I'm going to be using it this week.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, whatever, I'll help you out a bit.
Every day we're pretty much like got services and bits to work on the boats. Josh comes in and sort of just throws something up there, and his job always gets put above everyone else's.
Well, that may be the case at times, but the truth is, if I don't keep moving, I won't have any ideas. And then Trent wouldn't even have a job. Actually, he may not even have a job after this show is over. Only kidding. He's a mate.
One of Josh's ideas was me to wear this shirt. He thought I'd look like more of a mechanic.
Now, you've already kind of met Jono, my dad. Although we give him a hard time, he actually does quite a bit around the shop. But he always does things Jono's way.
Jono, where do I start with Jono? Basically, you come up with an idea, you start doing some plans, you work out how you want things to happen. Then you go to Dad and you just say, hey Dad, this is what we want to build. Next thing you know, it's built, and it's built Jono's way. Everything he does, you know, it works, it does, but, you know, it's not always built to plan.
If there's a project to be done, Jono doesn't really ask for anyone to okay it. He just gets in and gets it done. So it's one great thing about my dad. If there's a project, you definitely don't doubt that he'll get it done. It may not be the way you want it, but it gets done.
I had this idea to build a gantry. We needed one for the shop. I drew up some plans. I said, Dad, this is what we want. Next thing, I went away to have some lunch, and I come back and this thing was built. Obviously not built to plan, built Jono's way. There were some old axles out the back, he made it. Went from an A-frame to this square thing, mate. But at the end of the day, it works. That's what Dad does.
Now, I don't proclaim to be good. I'm a bit of a trailer park kid. You give me a bit of scrap metal and I'll try to make it work to save $1. Yeah, that's me. MacGyver was my nickname. Do I really look like him? I think we only need a 17mm spanner. I've got the Dicom lead. Got to pick. I'll just go up and grab a computer, and we'll put the Dicom on it and just see what the fault code is on that thing. Okay? All right, no worries. I'll see you out there.
I'll go and show you guys Jono's office. It's pretty funny. Jono just started working with us like about 6 months ago or whatever. And when he moved in, he's like, oh, I can't just have an ordinary office down with you scumbags. I need, you know, to have my office overlooking everywhere. So he actually created his own office upstairs. There it is. And he's self-proclaimed service manager. So, which works out good for us, because if there's any issues, we just hand them over to Jono. All right, watch your step. Staff only, no exceptions. John made that sign. This is pretty funny, you should film this. Jono made this sign. He's a self-proclaimed Masters champion. You might notice a few things have been added to that weren't there. And I don't know that Trick Skiing was around then, but
1972, Jono, classic. Jono really loves his signs. He makes them all himself. Oh, Jono, what a character. As you can tell, Jono and the rest of us aren't your average family. There are some activities that usually scare people off. We tend to gravitate to them. And that extends outside the immediate circle.
But no one believes me.
A few years back, I met Robbie Madison. He was an up-and-coming freestyle motocross rider. Robbie's from just outside Nowra. He and I became mates right off the bat. And within 2 years, he was engaged to my sister. No comments, please. But I honestly couldn't be happier. He belongs in this family. You may have seen Robbie in action before. On New Year's Eve of 2008, he jumped a football field in Las Vegas, a world record. He's now one of the top freestyle motocross riders in the world, and he's really hitting his stride.
This is my training compound from when I'm back at home in Australia. It's not often that I'm back here, but when I am, this is where we come to ride. And I built this area probably about 3 years ago. Behind us here is my landing ramp, which everyone kind of crowned Mount Maddo because I built it so big. But I built it big so I could learn the more difficult tricks, and it's kind of worked to my advantage. We built the foam pit back here probably about 3 years ago now. When it was all done, we all worked so hard to build it that you know, the reward of riding it was much more. So it's a good place to have, and got a lot of cool local people here that support me and help me out with it. So I'm very fortunate.
So we're just getting done fluffing up the foam pit for Matto. He likes a good fluffer.
The foam pit was built for Robbie to jump into when practicing new tricks. Obviously, Jono had a hand in it.
The hardest part with a foam pit is, you know, once you jump in, you need to get out. I told Jono about this problem I had with the crane and that I needed a crane to be built, and Jono being a crane driver and handyman, you know, all-round handyman, he came up here, built me a crane and pretty much brought the whole project together for me within the space of about a week. And I had one vision on how I wanted it built, and Jono had another vision on how he was going to build it, and he built it Jono's way, and it worked perfect. If we had to build it my way, we'd probably still have a bunch of bikes stuck in the foam pit.
Now the idea is you stir it all up, it makes it twice as big and twice as soft. And I think Matto's going to go out there and try some new stuff. Right, Matto? Right.